Alright, welcome back everyone. So, kind of stepping away from doing a little bit of level building for the moment, because I have a few changes I would like to make to flesh out my battle system. The first of which is going to be, instead of this dash skill that I'm using, that has an SP cost, I want to add a proper run speed that consumes stamina over time. So I want this mechanism because I would like the player to not always start the battle with full stamina ready to attack. I want there to be some strategy to evading an enemy by running or pursuing a quick enemy by running and getting into the battle then with a lower stamina bar. In turn, I would like I'm going to put a randomizer on how much stamina the enemy starts with, so they don't always start with just 0 and have to build up to their first attack. And I might base that on something like whether the player attacks the enemy from the back or from the front, or the type of enemy, or some other criteria that I might decide in the future. But for now, I'm just going to randomize it. 25% chance of it being at 0, 25. Well, chance of it being at 0, 25, 50, 75, or full. Not necessarily a 25% chance of each, obviously. But, let's go ahead and start doing that. It's been a couple parts since I did any legit coding. I've been focusing so much on the art and the visuals that, it's nice to get back to my bread and butter. So let's take a look here. So first off, we'll do the easy part first. So our enemy spawner... where are you at? Enemy spawn location. No, I don't want the enemy spawn location. What I want is battle manager, right? I want to do a start battle. And in this start battle, we do our add enemy. Yeah. So we had our new enemy battle info. We have our starting direction and position and all this stuff that we're recording, as well as the starting HP of the enemy, hook up the event, and we do this notify state changed. So I think in addition to this, we're going to just put a randomization here. So Unity engine random range, right? Which one of these is deprecated? Just range is the one we want. And this is going to be from 0 to 100, and I believe the integer overload is... Yeah, this one's exclusive, so we want to do a 0 to 101. So that'll give us a range of 0 to 100. And we're going to do a quick little if-else block here. So if val is less than 20, e.stamina stats.stamina is equal to 0, else if val is less than Actually, I don't even need to do that, right? So we can do a 0 to... we'll do 0 to 5, right? So we're going to get a value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If value is equal to 0, then stats of stamina is equal to 0. If value is equal to 1. Actually... make that even simpler. There we go. So that's fine. And then when we do our restart battle, hang on a second here. Yeah, restart battle. We have this reset enemies function. Okay, so we're resetting it back to max HP. We want to enemy.starting HP. Yeah, so if we lose and restart the battle, we want the things to restore back to the values they were when we first engaged. So that's fine. Okay, let's go test that out real quick. Confront the enemy a couple times and make sure so that started at 0, it looks like. That also started at 0. Alright, so what is going on? Do that. But let's also let's take a look here. So we have our on battle start in here. Is this guy resetting? Yeah, it is. Okay, it's resetting the stamina in here. So that's definitely the issue. So let's take a look at that again. Alright, so that was better. That guy started at full, but he didn't attack. So if he starts at 100%, he's not attacking. That's a problem. Also, I need to get rid of some of these debug.logs here. But let's take a look here. So in our AI, we have our battle behavior. Once the stamina was full, he should have started attacking. So always force the enemy to look at the player. This.enemy.can attack. So if our stamina is full, is the enemy max stamina not 100 for some reason? Because that would be weird. That's 100. Well, that was interesting. The enemy's stamina is actually 75, according to this. But he also didn't attack still. So what's going on here? The battle behavior is enabled. Nothing interesting going on there. Well, let's pop a breakpoint and see what goes on. Why is max stamina 44? Oh, I see. So let's take a look here. Data, enemy information repository. Yeah, this is a holdover from when I was using stamina as something other than a percentage. So I'm going to flip this to 100 for now. But I'm going to leave myself a to-do. that I need to come back and just remove this stamina variance entirely. But for right now, I don't want to mess around too much with something that might have some other consequence somewhere. Now the stamina regenerate though is way low because I've increased the amount so much. Where would that be at? Is that funny enough? It isn't here. Enemy stamina. No, actor. Stamina recovery rate. So there we are, we started at 100, as we can see down here, and the enemy attacked immediately. Alright, so I think that's fine. So 175, there's our 25. There's our 0. Alright, so that's good. Let's take a look at our player. So, let's see, for our player, well, first off, what's our dash skill actually do? It just does this modify speed. 1.5 for 5 seconds. And that just applies this speed modifier and invokes this release. So, and which speed modifier is returned to 1. So I can make use of this, right? Yeah, I can make use of this. So, player. We have our overworld update, which right now is not doing anything. So let's see. I mean, standard first-person controls would kind of dictate that pressing in the stick while moving would cause running, right? Like, that's pretty standard. So let's go ahead and, where's my Unity 3D Xbox controller article that I love so much? There we go. This one. So, Windows, it looks like button 8 would be the left stick pressed in. So let's go edit, input, I've been kind of just naming these things after the Xbox buttons at the moment, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that. So let's duplicate this guy. I'll name him left stick button. We'll keep all of our existing thresholds and we'll just change that to button 8. Alternate button. shift. And let's go ahead and think about this for a second. So I don't care about whether we have a focused enemy or not. If this.stamina so let's see, if our stamina is greater than 0, we're going to check to see if we press the left stick button, and that's going to enable running. Yeah, let's just write this out first. When stamina So, if our left stick is pressed while the player is already walking, and they're not already running, we're going to start running, which will do that player modify speed thing we saw in our dash command. Yeah. Player is running. If stamina is equal to 0, cancel running. If player stops moving, cancel running. Yeah. So yeah, if the stamina is greater than 0, and they're moving and they press the left stick, we're going to go ahead and start running. Stamina reaches 0 while they're running, or the player's reached a stop. Not just that they've stopped moving, but that the control stick has released. And that's important because we might be running into a wall. And we don't want to halt our run just because the player's accidentally bumped into something, and at that point in time, the player's momentum was 0, 0. If they've continued holding down the stick, we're going to assume they mean to continue running. Yeah. Okay. And we do have can regenerate stamina or something like that, right? Can recover stamina. If we're not escaping, yeah. Do I want this to be in its own component? Or do I want this to be part of the player movement controller? I feel like this thing already has way too much crap going on in it. I do have this walking speed and running speed thing in here. Yeah, I don't want to keep adding stuff to this player movement controller. Just based on one of Unity's included script files, but I want to get further and further away from that if I can. It makes a nice starting point, but that doesn't mean it's like the right way to approach the problem. Just shoving everything into one script. I have enough of a problem that with my player class. Right, which is why I'm always enjoying removing stuff from this and having this just be an information repository. Used for wiring other things up, but not necessarily having a lot of logic itself. Though I do have quite a bit still in here. Yeah, so let's create a new component. So we got our player run controller. Where'd this go? There we are. So let's go ahead and do this. We can leave this guy in here. What do we need? Private bool is running. So at start, and then update. Do I need to initialize anything? I mean, not really. There we go. So we'll get the horizontal and vertical axis, which will be the left stick. For stamina is greater than 0, and the player is not running. If the player has pressed the left stick, then start is running. Start running. Right? Okay, so player's not already running. Left stick is not equal. Stamina's greater than 0. We're not already running. And H is not equal to 0, or V is not equal to 0. If is running, else if start is running. If we're out of stamina or the player has released the control stick, then we're going to stop running. So start running. Player.instance.movement controller. So that's going to be that. And stop running. We are going to do restore the speed modifier. And there is one more thing here, right? So if we are running and we don't have either of these criteria, we have our stamina drain rate from running. Alright, so that's all fine and dandy. Player is going to have a reference to this guy. Let's see here. So, can recover stamina if we're not escaping, and so if either we've never given it a run controller, or the run controller says we're not running, we can recover stamina. And we need to do one other thing, right? We need to set the run drain rate. Well, we also need to finish this part up. So we got our run controller. So operating off of our existing system, part of this will probably be determined via some level of like our equipment, right? Like the weight of the equipment or something to that effect will probably end up affecting not only the run stamina drain, but also the speed at which we can run. So if you're a player that favors heavier equipment, you might end up see, and I still keep going back and forth on how complicated and number-based I want my system to be. But presumably, if you're favoring heavier equipment with higher defense, that in turn has a greater stamina encumbrance, as well as reducing your run speed. And vice versa, lighter equipment would give you more stamina and allow you to run quicker. But I think for now, yes, I'm just modifying it here to make the stamina recover faster for the sake of my testing. I'm going to add a calculate here. And in the future, I'll come back in here and we'll make this an actual calculation. But for now, I think we'll just return 20, right? Let's roll back up here. We get our run controller. If this run controller is not equal to null, and we'll just wire it up like that for the moment. Now, we do need to come into our game object scene. We got our player, our movement controller, and all this jive. This is all good stuff. Let's add our player run controller. Now let's go ahead and see what happens. Oh. Well, hot damn. I always love it when something works out well the first time. Though, when we enter battle, I noticed the stamina was set to 0. I'm assuming that's also going to be in here on the on battle start. Just like we had with the enemy, yeah. Yep, so let's go ahead and run here. We'll drain our stamina a bit, get into battle. Okay, I did notice that we need our player run controller. Battle participant. And on battle start, we need to stop running. So I did notice as I was holding down the control stick still, my stamina was draining after the battle started. So let's go and try that again. Zip along. Yep, there it went. I can run backwards and forwards, and pressing the stick again in doesn't do anything. When I run out of stamina, it goes back to my walking speed, and I can press the stick again to start running. Alright, excellent. You know, it's always nice when things work out great the first time you do it. So on that note, I'm going to stop it here. Take care, and I will see you guys next time.